So welcome to another podcast of Hunting for Glory. Obviously, Richard Abraham cannot be here today. A little bit of a busy schedule, but we have a couple special guests. We have the Uncle Danny, and we have a really special guest, I guess we'll call it. My mom, Barb Katsigiannis. She actually decided to do it. So my buddy Johnny convinced her to do it. So got some interesting stories for you about life and just general stuff, hunting and fishing. But yeah, plenty of stories. So how does it feel to be on your first podcast, Barb, official?
A little nervous.
Yeah, what are you nervous about?
Yeah, but exciting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How about you? This is your second, so you
This
did
is
one.
actually my second, yes.
We did the one with Billy Gray.
Yeah. I do feel a little bit better about this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little more comfortable.
Are you sure?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so I want to get into a quick conversation before we get into some good stories. But yesterday we went to the bow shop.
Strictly archery, if I may say.
And what did you do?
I bought a crossbow. I went to the crossbow. Been fighting it for years. Billy's been on me to get a crossbow.
And why is that, though? Why was I on you for that?
Well, my back, my shoulder, it was getting harder and harder for me because of my age.
Would you tell everybody how old you are?
Well, I'm going to be 67
Okay.
soon. And I had a lot less confidence with the bow.
Because it hurt. I mean, you weren't...
Yes, I wasn't comfortable in a tree stand, drawing back, holding the bow, trying to make the right decision on a deer. You know, when you mess up a couple times, it changes everything. And I just wasn't confident enough. So it changed my mind when I shot the crossbow the other day.
You felt a lot more confident, correct?
Oh, it's night and day. But my thing always was the challenge of a regular bow. It's so much more difficult. To me, the crossbow's like shooting a gun.
No, I agree. And that's a whole...
just my theory.
That's a whole nother podcast, and we can get into that, and we will eventually. But the number one thing you did say is confidence. So you have to have confidence. Anytime you go hunting, no one wants to wound an animal, correct?
Absolutely.
And it is one of the worst feelings in the world to ever do that, because you never want to see an animal suffer.
And it has happened, and I lost a lot of confidence. And you know what? You have to have the respect for the animal. And to me, I thought it was time to change.
Which is fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. So whatever other hunters or other people say, I believe, and I've always believed, whatever makes you the most comfortable and the most confident in a tree stand, I don't really give a shit what you're shooting.
But it's also more ethical. It's
correct.
And
correct.
Honestly, I got set up and I shot it a few times. And when you can hit a dime at 30 yards with this thing, it's like...
Yeah. It gives you better range.
It changes a lot of the confidence that you have. And I think it's going to change a lot for me in a tree.
Didn't you used to? You never went hunting, Ma, did you? Oh, you went to turkey hunting with me.
I went turkey hunting. Fell asleep in the blind.
Yeah, I got pictures of it. And we didn't shoot shit.
And we didn't get anything, no.
But this stems back what? Let's be honest. How long?
A long time.
Yeah, I mean, how long? I mean, what? How old? You're what?
How old am I?
Yes.
49 going on 50.
Yeah, you wish. Don't we all?
I was 73.
73. Yeah. So it's been for
a long
you.
time.
Yes, I was what? 3 when you guys took me up there. So it's been 50 years for me. So it's been a lot longer for you, right? What? So.
Well, my first experience was on my honeymoon there.
Where'd you go?
Ontario.
Yeah.
Canada.
So what?
And our first night there was in the cabinet in the swamp, and I got to sleep in bunk beds. And in the middle of the night, I had to go to the bathroom. So you told me to pee in a box. You didn't want to take me out, right? So.
How old were you though at the time, and how old was Dad?
I was 18. Dad was 31.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, we went to Acapulco first, Las Brisas, and
Yeah.
then we went to Canada. We should have done it the reverse.
But you knew about this ahead of time, correct?
What do you mean I knew about it?
Well, Dad took you to Acapulco, then Canada, correct?
Correct.
Right, but he didn't surprise it on you. You knew you were going to
I
Canada.
knew you were going there.
Yeah. Okay.
I
okay.
didn't expect to be in that cabin in bunk beds
Yeah.
on my honeymoon, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we've got it work.
Or pushing a boat up the river, or
Yes, pushing the boat up, having leeches all over my legs. And then we get to where we're going, and we had no food. And he didn't bring a can opener, or we had nothing. I think we ate cookies. And it was pouring rain. So we got to fish in the rain. We slept overnight in the rain and came back to the cabin.
It obviously worked out, huh?
Yes.
Because we've been going up there, what now? I mean, I've been going up there for 50 years. A lot longer for you. I mean, I know you haven't been up there in a while, but we used to go every year, right? In June after school, and then we ended up bringing him, which was probably a bad idea, but
one of the best ideas your dad ever had.
so you guys got to explain that story. So I'll never forget when I was 3 years old. So what about that picture? There's a picture in my basement here that I made, or you guys took, and it's a 50-year-old picture. I have it hanging in the basement. It's here. We'll show you the shot, whatever. But that picture is actually 50 years old. When I was there, I was actually put in a very dangerous situation at 3 years old.
You have a life jacket on.
Correct.
Thank God.
But you two should actually explain that story, which you're a degenerate, but regardless, explain the story.
Yeah, but so was your father, because
Correct.
your father always challenged me, and it started when I was 16 years old, started working for him. And he always challenged me. He always pushed me. And when we're in a boat on this lake fishing...
What lake was that? It was Little Dixie, correct?
Little Dixie, I think.
We had the
and-
backpack, what, a mile and a half in with all the
Yeah.
all the 9.9
with
motor.
motors on our back.
Gas
I
tanks.
got to carry the motor.
Yeah. And that motor was what, 150
5
pounds?
gallon
each?
gas
I don't know. It was
can.
heavy. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
Yeah. All our fishing gear, it sucked.
And your dad would start coming, buzzing by my boat and waving me and circling and thinking it was hilarious.
And the funny thing is, you guys were not drinking.
No, not at all. I was a kid. I think I
Yeah.
was, 19 probably?
Right, but
20?
my dad wasn't either. We never...
And, I started going back at him. So we're swirling around each other, and I just went right next to the boat and made a heavy turn.
And flipped us
And it
over.
flipped the boat right over.
Well, he flipped me, you, and Dad, and I was in
Yeah.
the middle. Right.
Yeah, you were in the middle, and they were looking for you. You were under the boat. And
Well, no one could find me, right?
Yeah, I was panicking. You were bobbing up and down. Thank God you had the life jacket on.
Yeah, but I was under the boat. No one knew where I was.
All the fishing gear went in, the tackle box.
Well, but I didn't start that mess. Your father did.
I think you
It
both
was a
right.
challenge, and he pushed me. And
That lake is freezing cold, too.
I pushed
At
back.
the time in June, yeah, the water temp's pretty cold.
So now I know where you get all your challenging stuff from, too.
I don't challenge anybody. I don't know
And
what you're
pushing
talking about.
and yeah.
So my question is, so you dealt with Dad hunting and fishing his whole life and going all over. Did you enjoy him leaving? Like he was gone a lot. I mean, he worked all the time, but he's probably not as gone as much as I am. And thank God for my wife. But
Oh, not in the beginning. Not in the beginning.
Yeah.
I had a hard time. I didn't like it. And then a lot of times he'd be gone for 2 weeks at a time. And prior to the one trip he was going to go in Wyoming hunting, I think with Bobby and all that, is when your dad had a bad gallbladder attack.
yeah,
And he wasn't going to take out his gallbladder. And the doctor said, well, you could be in the mountains and you could die
yeah,
if you get an attack. So he finally did do it. That's when you just got your driver's license. Do you remember that? When you were driving for Northwest and you had to drive to Lincoln?
yeah.
And you were making a delivery and it was in a really bad, sketchy
Yeah, I got
neighborhood?
stuck. Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Danny had to go
That was
get
bad.
you. That was bad.
That was real bad. They all freaked out. They're like, "Don't move anywhere. Stay in the car." Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Made you tougher, I guess.
I guess. Deal
Well,
with what you
George
get
was
handed.
good at making everybody tougher, and he put a lot of things in front of you, and you either do it or you don't.
Yeah.
And he pushed a lot.
worst part about Canada
But
was
it
the
made us a
mosquitoes
better
and the black
person.
flies.
Yeah, mosquitoes are bad. I guess it matters on. I
And
mean,
the
they're
black
always
flies were
bad, but
terrible.
all the stuff they have now, the thermocells now help. I mean, I put on 100%
Yeah.
DEET, which most people
100%
shouldn't put
DEET.
on, but you know,
That over my head.
you know,
That didn't even help.
yeah. But the original place we went to was what? That was what was it called? It was in Red Lake, Canada.
Burns Lake, Burns Camp.
Yeah, it was on Stone Lake, correct?
Stone Lake, Burns Camp.
It was an
We go to
18-hour
Little
drive.
Dixie, Big Dixie. There were Genesco. And there was another one you had to
We backpacked in
trail into.
Clear Lake.
Clear Lake, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was on the other end of Stone Lake.
So, what was your favorite part about going to Canada? I mean, you never hunted really. You never hunted with Dad.
No, I shot shotgun. I shot clay pigeons and stuff when we
Yeah,
had a
when we
farm.
had it- when we had a farm,
we had the farm, but I didn't shoot an animal. The first time going into Canada, one of the trips is we were going in to get back to camp,
Yeah.
and your dad shot a lynx.
Yeah,
Came out and
we still have him on at the house.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that's the first time I actually saw him shoot an animal and see the animal flip, and it freaked me out. I started crying. I got really upset. And then he felt terrible, but he ended up gutting and skinning it and taking it to the taxidermy.
We still got
Just
it in
like
the house.
even actually, one of the trips we would do in Canada is go sit in the dump so that we could wait, see all the
Watch
bears
for
come
black
in.
bear.
So we could get a black bear.
That's where I shot mine.
Yeah, and then he got one, and then I had the pleasure of watching him gut it and skin it and all that good stuff.
A lot of work.
But that was what? That was 40
Oh
some
my
years
God.
ago?
Yeah, at least
Minimum, maybe longer.
maybe longer than 40 years, because I remember it was only your dad and I. There was two bears, we couldn't drag them out. We took tires, tied them together,
Yeah.
and rolled the bear on top of it, and had rope, and we dragged him out with the truck.
Yeah, 'cause
we
they're probably
couldn't,
so
we
big.
couldn't move them.
The bears that used to sit on the dumps are huge. I remember we'd go fishing for the day, and then at night, whatever, we'd make dinner, and then, let's go to the dump, and we go drive around, and the
Yep.
bears would be right next to your truck. They're looking at him like, holy
Weren't
shit.
you guys fishing with Angelo and he was poking a bear out of the boat? Angelo?
No, Dad.
No,
was.
that was George.
That was George.
He was with Nick Garbus,
Oh, crazy.
and Nick Garbus freaked out and went to the back of the boat, wanted to jump out of the back of the boat because George was poking the bear with his oar.
That's when, at Red Lake, you guys used to burn honey and peanut butter.
Yep.
That's when you were hunting them. You used to hunt them off the rock.
That was when our dad, shot his first black bear.
Oh, okay.
And I'll never forget it because I was in camp at Burns Camp.
And
And
was
the-
that the year Donald
The
was
funny,
there?
the funny thing was, he took this old wood boat, and he cut branches off, and stuck it in the railings all around it, so it was covered.
Camouflage boat.
And George paddled the boat out to get it closer, and Dad shot the bear out of a boat.
Which is illegal. I mean,
Well,
back then it was. Back then it
then,
wasn't, but
yeah.
now it is technically.
And I'll never forget the story and it was a small black bear. It was smaller,
Yeah.
He wounded the bear, and the bear went, and George had to go in and trail and track the bear. And I'll never forget the story because George told me, he goes, I found the bear. He was in a tree, and he was swinging at me. He picked up a 30-30 Winchester and shot him out of the tree. And they got Grandpa's bear.
Yeah. Yeah, if you really think about it, I mean,
Didn't you have another encounter with Eugene or something with a bear?
oh, that was up in that was bad.
And Billy's had an encounter.
I've been attacked. Eugene got attacked a lot worse than me. But I love hunting bears. I mean, I respect them. That's why I see why Dad loved the bear hunt so much, just because they're such a dangerous animal. But if you respect them and have confidence in your hunting ability, it's not that big of a deal. But they can scare the shit out of you. I mean,
The object is
I mean,
So what was
a
more
wounded bear is the worst to go
Yeah.
track.
Yeah, but what was more exciting, shooting, your bear in Alaska or shooting your moose?
Probably the bear. I worked harder for the bear.
Oh, I would say by far it had to be.
I worked harder. I mean, they're both. They're both probably the top 2 hunts in the world,
Right.
to ever have. Besides certain other animals, I mean, guys like to hunt sheep, and they're super expensive, and they like to go for the sheep. And I've never been a big sheep hunter, and God bless them for that. And they like to go and
That was Nick Gervis.
yeah, it's one of the hardest hunts in the world. But I never was I want to shoot a bighorn sheep and maybe another one, but it's not my.
You don't want to climb the mountain.
I do, and that's fun. But you better be in tip-top shape. But I just nowadays, like when I shot my brown bear and I shot my Alaskan moose, that was ahead of the ball game. Dad was always ahead of the ball game. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this stuff before everybody thought it was cool or before it was on TV. And nothing wrong with anybody that does what they're doing now. The prices weren't the same. Things were different. Like when we did it, like I was in the Arctic Circle, and when did we go to the Arctic Circle?
Yeah, we've been in the Arctic Circle. I don't know how many times.
Yeah, and it wasn't like
the average person can't go anymore.
You can't do it anymore. Like what we did it in the 80s, and it was we're on in the Arctic Circle just when the ice is out, and we're catching shit ton of fish,
lake
and
trout,
big fish.
Arctic grayling.
And I was a kid, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And at that time, it was maybe a couple grand. Now you do it to go shoot what I shot, like that brown bear, is anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 just for the fee to go there. That's not your airfare. That's not your tip. That's not anything.
That's not your mount.
And you are not guaranteed to kill one.
Right.
So.
Oh, that's when you got your bear. Dad didn't shoot a bear.
Right.
Yeah.
And Dad didn't care though. He didn't give a shit.
I know, but I'm saying he paid for the hunt, but
Correct.
He didn't care that he didn't get one. He'd rather you have it.
Correct. I mean, he went the year. That's why we went on the moose hunt, because the year before he shot a monster, probably one of the biggest non-typicals in the world. At the time, it was, but my dad never scored anything. Yeah. Dad didn't care, and that was a giant at the time. And
double
he's like,
paddle.
Yeah. No, 3 paddles.
Oh, it was 3.
Yeah, because it was split. Yeah,
double on one side is what I meant. Yeah.
But at the time, that was probably one of the biggest non-typicals killed in the world.
That's a cool mount. That is.
And he's like, we're going back next year, and I'm like, okay, like. I got to pet. He's like, no, you're going. And we went, and he took a couple doctors from Florida. Remember Joey, and everybody got a bear or a moose except my dad. But my dad didn't give a shit. He already got his big bear, And everybody left.
His big moose.
Yeah, big moose. Yeah, and everybody left. Everybody scored, and everybody left. And my dad's like, we're staying for a couple more days. You got to get your moose. And I technically was bow hunting for 8 or 9 days, and I got close on one, but it was kind of iffy. And the last day, I'm like, this is the last call. And we saw that moose, and I shot him. And we walked up to it, and my dad was excited as all hell, probably obviously more happy than I was, because I didn't know what the hell I shot, And we walked up to it, and then the first thing he said to the guy, is it bigger than mine? Is it bigger than mine? Let's go, get your tape out. Let's go, $500.
There's the competition.
I'll give you fucking $500. Make sure it's not bigger than mine. And I ended up, mine was... it was wider. Wow. It was wider. It was a couple inches wider than my dad's. It was 70.
Now that's the picture that's in my office, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Of you and Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like our sailfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I still hold the record for the biggest fish in the family.
Yeah, by 1 inch.
I don't care. An inch is an inch. A pound's how many pounds bigger? I still have.
Inch can go a long way, Uncle Danny.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm going to leave that one alone because we're on a podcast.
So no, but so you say you have the biggest fish in the family.
I caught the biggest sailfish in
Okay.
the
How big was it?
150.
It was like 136 pounds, I think.
156 pounds.
156 pounds.
Because mine was 155 pounds, 9 feet 11 inches.
Okay, and I beat you.
Yes, by 1 pound.
Yeah, but when did you guys do that? That was what?
Oh, God.
That was right after Donald
died.
After Donald died.
Yeah.
Your mom and dad took me to Acapulco.
Grandma and Grandpa too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad got me into hunting big time obviously when I was young, but I got my first shotgun at 12 years old. And started rabbit hunting outside of DuPage Airport, but after my brother died, then I started doing a lot of hunts with your dad.
Yeah.
Donald was in Canada with you guys the one year with Dad.
He
Yeah, I
was
have
in
pictures
Wyoming.
He was in Canada
also
too.
in Canada.
Yeah,
I have
in
that
I know,
picture.
and he was in Wyoming 1 year because I remember he shot a mule deer before I did. And, well, my brother and I always had competition, but
Oh, really?
I could never beat him with anything, but it's another story. But, I mean, those are really, really old memories, and
And
they're
Donald
great
used to work
memories.
for George. I remember that.
Yeah, and that's why I went to work for George, because of the note that I found.
What was the note? I don't even know about the note. You want to save it for another
Donald
day?
wanted to become a big part of Northwest Foods,
Yeah.
and that he wanted to become partners, or like that was kind of like his life
His goal. Yeah.
And when I was a kid, working summers at 16 years old, and
Yeah.
and when I graduated high school, my father wanted me to become. He was Chicago fireman.
Why did you be a fireman?
My whole family had been firemen.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it, and Dad was a little mad about that because I stayed working for George. And I came out of high school working for George, and I worked my steps through the whole line for so many years, and he pushed me and took me on a lot of trips. I mean, bought me my first
Weatherby, right?
300 Weatherby Mag.
And no one can shoot
Was
it
my
anymore 'cause it
first
kicks like
was
a
my
mule.
first rifle at about 20 years old.
Yeah.
Never had a rifle. He goes, here, this is what you're going to start shooting.
Kicks your ass.
Okay, and you know what? I would never shoot any other rifle. Never bought another one. Don't need another one.
But the good thing about that is you get to hand it down now to your son. The good thing about that is now you get to hand it down to your son, so it's a story
Yes.
that will be
Yeah,
a
it'll go to my
tradition
son.
that will be passed.
Yes,
You know,
everything will be passed. Yes, my son is hunting with us.
Yeah.
He's in our group, and
I have to say we had it made back in the day, like going to Canada all the time.
oh,
Things were cheap. You know, gas wasn't so high.
we
We would go on hunts. It didn't cost us a lot of money.
All the time. I'd go to Wyoming,
Yeah.
go to Alaska.
You've been to Argentina.
Oh, I've
mean-
been super fortunate. I mean,
Africa.
I've had a phenomenal hunting. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've had a very fortunate.
Oh, you've
hunting
been
life.
very blessed.
You know, I mean, my dad. You know, he was my best friend. He took me everywhere to do that, and I can't thank him enough. But now I'm doing the same with my son, and I need to pass that on to him so he can carry on the legacy.
But it's
You know,
a lot more
but-
expensive to do that now with your
Of course
son.
it is. No, it's 10 times harder. Like I can't go on a. Like when he was around, I used to go on big game hunts. Like, you know, when he got older and whatever, and he was, you know, he was able to do that, and so was I because I was just out of college and I had the time to do it. You know, now it's so much harder to do that because, like I said, the brown bear hunt's $25,000 to $30,000. I mean, come on now, that's just out of hand. You know, and luckily I'm friends with Eric that runs WTA, Worldwide Trophy Adventures, and Mark Peterson, and I do have, you know, a lot better opportunities than most people do because I'm in the program and I am an ambassador for them and I have points all over the country. But if I do go and draw an animal, is it going to cost me some money? Yeah, but I'm not going to pay that kind of money probably because I'm trying to get to those spots where the biggest animals are, and if I don't get one, I don't get one, which is fine. But I'm trying to go to how many
Nice
times are you
hunting.
gonna go brown bear hunting?
Right.
You're not. I mean, we go deer hunting all the time or turkey hunting because
Yeah,
why? What is
deer
it?
hunting, turkey hunting, coyote hunting.
What do we do? We go an hour and a half away from home. You know, costs us to eat and whatever. But I mean, it's not. You know.
You know what? You'll never, the property we hunt and what we do,
But Dad always said.
you'll never have that.
My dad always said before he passed, he said, "Hey, dude, you better make a lot of money because this is turning into a rich man sport."
It
Remember,
is.
Dad used to say that. Yeah. You know,
Absolutely. The average person cannot
No,
go
the
on
average
a big game hunt anymore.
no, they got
If
to
you
save
want
for
to go
years.
to Wyoming, or if you want to go, I mean, for elk, Colorado, anywhere, I mean, the thousands of dollars it's going to cost you is crazy.
Didn't George get his elk in Arizona?
Dad got his So I'm in the draw for Arizona. I have 23 points, and I've been putting in for 23 years.
I thought it was
And-
New Mexico.
No, that was in
No,
Arizona.
that was Arizona. That big
Yeah.
elk.
Yeah.
Dad shot a 7x7. It was a 350 plus elk. It was
Yeah.
a really big elk. But Dad only put it in the draw for a couple of years, and I was already in the draw for like, I don't know, 10 years, and I had a ton of points. And I still have a ton of points, just haven't drawn. And Dad drew it after like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, really?
I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, I've been in this draw forever. And he went and he shot a big one. I think he shot at 400
Did he go
points.
with Eric?
Huh?
Did he go with
Yeah. Yeah, Eric set him up. Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
a big. That was a beautiful elk.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But he was older at the time, so I know that, you know, you guys used to elk hunt all the time in Wyoming, and it didn't cost
Yeah.
you guys fucking peanuts, right?
Cost us nothing. We brought the food from Northwest Foods. We'd load up a trailer with food, and the balcony bushes, the cowboys would bring the horses, the tents, everything. We go up to the mountains, and they'd set everything up.
You guys
And
get the
we
tag
bring the
over the
food.
counter, right? And it didn't cost you
Yeah,
guys a lot of money.
and that's all. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm out hunting horseback, going up ridges, and looking down like with a horse, like there's nothing next to me, a couple 100 feet down to the bottom.
And George walked. He hated horses.
And well, George wouldn't. Yeah, he had me walking with him a couple days, which was brutal.
That's when he shot his first 6x6. I'll never forget it.
His first what?
6x6. That's a
We
good elk.
we walked one day following tracks that he thought was elk tracks. Now moose and elk are pretty close. We walked for hours in like 1.5 foot of snow. And guess what we walked up on? A cow moose.
Yeah.
We're like, okay. George is like, stay behind the tree. Let's back up. Let's back out of here.
Yeah, she
'Cause
was
she
a
knew
young.
we were there. And
She'll mess you up.
so, you know,
That
after all
charged you, right?
that,
Yeah, if she's with the young ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stories there. You know, he left me up in the mountains one day.
Forgot about you. No, I'm just kidding.
But they set me up on a ridge, and a couple guys went on horseback, whatever, and they went out and they're doing their thing.
Did you
and
get lost that time?
no, I never got lost.
You never got lost.
You know, back in the day, we didn't have all the nice hunting equipment, gear, whatever. We're in jeans, whatever, and shirts and jackets.
Well, most hunters back in the day wore
Again,
plaid.
Right. And,
Fred Bear did.
And they put me up on a ridge one day. You stay and overlook this whole huge field down below. Okay, hours go by. Now we never use compasses, anything. I was a landmark kind of guy.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember trails, I remember trees, I remember things. And I'm sitting there overlooking, and I know where camp is in my head. Well, 2 hours later, it snowed.
Oh, so all your landmarks.
Now
are covered
everything
up.
is white.
Yeah. Oh,
You're
boy.
screwed now.
And now it's around lunchtime. I'm like, where is everybody? Nobody came to get me. George left me there. Nobody came to get me. I had to walk an inside trail that I remembered down the side of the mountain to get back to camp. I get back to camp. I see the horses are there. And I open up the big tent. They're all sitting there having lunch. George is there, and I'm like, are you guys serious?
You forgot about me.
You really just left me out in the middle of nowhere? But
Taught you something.
that was George, and it's, to me, that's how much he pushed you. You're going to figure it out on your own.
And you did.
Figure it out.
And you did.
He
Did you
that.
have cell phones back then?
No. No cell phones, no pagers, no nothing. He did it to me in Alaska. He did it to me in Wyoming.
So we got, all right. So speaking of Alaska, I've been there. You've been there.
Yeah.
So I want to finish off. I want to hear a story from each of you. I want you to finish off with that story that you went to Alaska with my dad and the moose hunt. And that's why we're trying to get you a moose, because of
know.
this simple fact, which it is my
bucket
it
list
is one
for
of my
years.
lifetime goals now to get him this damn moose, and whatever. It'll happen. But don't make it 92 minutes, but, just give us a
right.
general runaround. What happened?
General runaround, I don't know. I think it was 19, 20, whatever. We're going on a moose hunt.
Did you say 1920?
Yeah, I was 19, 20
I still got
years
the
old.
pictures.
I don't know.
We got the pictures. You're
When
going to
was
see the
it?
pictures in
76 or
something
79?
coming up that we can't
Yeah.
really talk about, but yeah.
Okay, I'm going on, and I feel like my big game hunt. First time ever. We're going to Alaska. Okay, fly out of Anchorage. We're in a little plane. And that's when you bought that 35 millimeter camera, that new one, nice one that George couldn't figure out. So guess who had to take pictures was me. But we're flying through mountains that are not far away from the plane. And we came out, and the pilot's like, all right, where do you want to go? Drop us off. Just pick a lake. So George picked a lake, flew down on the lake, got to the shore, threw our gear on the shore, marked it. We'll see you in 6 days. If the weather's okay in the mountains. 2-man tent, freeze-dried food, water out of the lake, sleeping with 45s on our side because you're in bare ground grizzly country.
Yep.
And that's what we did for 6 days. And then, of course, George, let's go, obviously, explore. We're hunting 5 miles out of camp, at least.
So what made you and George split up?
We didn't split up. When he got lost,
Yeah.
he made us. All right, we came upon a huge prairie. Okay, huge like swamp prairie, and he thought he saw 2 bull moose way at the end.
But you guys were moose hunting and caribou hunting at the same
Yes.
time, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But walking on moss keg, and it was like it's rough country to walk on, and I don't know. We came upon this huge opening, and George saw 2 bull moose. I didn't see them. George's like, get down, get down. Okay, I get down. I'm like, what? I don't see shit. There's 2 bull moose. I just saw them bed down. So I'm going to go into the timber, and I'm going to go around. You stay right here, get your gun. And it was a nice berm. I was set up on my rifle, everything perfect. I'm going to push these. I'm going to go behind them and push the bull moose out towards you. This is first thing in the morning. No George. No George. No George. All day.
What happened to the moose, though? Oh, you're getting to that?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
George obviously got lost.
Right.
He did whatever. I remember he told me he climbed trees. He heard a plane coming in on another lake. And he got to the edge of the lake and waved the guy down. Thankfully. Flew around to find our tent. Found our tent, dropped George off, and he had another 5 miles to get to me. Now he gets to me, and we're sitting there, and I'm pissed.
And this
as
took
hell.
all day, correct?
All day.
Yeah.
My first big game hunt, trusting George, that I think is the greatest hunter in the world.
Couldn't read a fucking
where
compass.
the hell are you? But he did tell me one thing. Stay put. Don't move if you don't see me. And I did.
Yeah.
Well, was I freaked out as a kid? Yes. Well, we're standing there talking, and I'm kind of yelling at him and pissed off. Guess what comes up? 2 big bull moose start coming at the edge of the prairie and coming our way. I'm down with my 300 Weatherby Mag. I have a big bull moose at 400 yards, crosshairs right on his chest, ready to pull the trigger. George's like, no, wait. I can't get comfortable. He's jumping back and forth. And just, I should have pulled the trigger. I don't know if they saw him or scented us, whatever it was. They made a right turn into the timber and bye-bye. And 2 of the biggest bull mooses I think I've ever seen, and they were huge. And
But
I
that's
don't know.
hunting. That's hunting.
It's your hunting nightmare.
it is hunting, but it's something. Obviously on my bucket list, as you know.
Yeah.
But it's something that I used to dream about, and I used to see that.
What do you mean you used to? You're still dreaming about it.
No, yeah, I do. That moose in my scope.
Yeah.
I have a 300 Weatherby Mag. All I had to do was pull the trigger at 400 yards. He's down.
Yeah.
And I listened to
Why
George
did George tell you to wait?
because he thought they were going to come right to us, and there were two of them.
So he could shoot both.
We were going to try and shoot both of them.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I mean, that's hunting.
Yeah.
I learned
Wasn't
a
meant to
lot.
be.
Right. Exactly.
It just wasn't meant to be.
You know, next day he shoots a caribou.
He never
Next.
mounted the caribou though.
No, it wasn't a big car. I think you guys shot it just
It
'cause
was
you wanted to eat
a
food.
smaller caribou. I have the pictures. We had to quarter it and carry it back to camp. Yes, whatever we could take in our backpacks, everything.
You guys wanted
Took
to
all
eat.
the meat we could. And that
Freeze-dried
was
food
the
sucked.
day that George got sunk in the middle of the prairie.
Quicksand, right?
Yeah. That was quite interesting. I'm like, yeah, okay, you're kidding. No, you got to come out here. It's just, okay. He's up to his waist, and I'm like, how am I going to get out there? He goes, just walk carefully.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
I'm like a kid, you know, and I'm like, okay. I get there, stepping here and there, and unload my gun. And I hand him the butt of my gun. I grab the barrel and yank him out. And he's pulling, and he's got the barrel, and I'm trying. Yeah, I got him out, and I mean it was just a fiasco of errors that trip. But I learned a lot.
You got home alive.
Yeah, you're home telling the story, so that's
No,
anything,
you
right?
know, I learned a lot, and sometimes George pushed a little too hard, and he did it on himself too.
Yeah, always.
But you
Always.
learned from it all. So how'd you deal with him pushing everybody? Or what's some of your... Let's finalize it here. So you got to tell us something that we don't know, maybe, that, I don't know, about Dad and all his hunting and fishing stories, or maybe a story that you dealt with Dad, and I don't know, something out of the ordinary, or I don't know.
There's really nothing out of the ordinary. He spent most of his time trying to please everybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, try and make everybody else's life better, or, you know, challenging everybody, but trying to make them a better person. But also, like, he did a lot for charity. Like, he did a lot for, like, he brought a homeless people home, you know, or they'd come down to the store and he'd give them shoes and cheese, and he'd bring them clothes. And I'll never forget the one guy that used to come all the time, and he went around the corner to the marketplace, wherever it was, and the guy passed away. I don't know if he froze to death or whatever, and your dad always used to feed him.
Yeah.
It was like in this, how?
And he always used to pick up stray dogs and bring them.
Yeah, he did that too. The one collie that he brought home attacked me, remember that?
Yes.
Somebody on DJ Karras on Randolph Street, they beat the shit out of this collie and kicked it and beat it and whatever, and your dad brought it home. That's when I had the green Cadillac with the gray interior. And of course, the dog attacked me because I was taking care of it.
Yeah.
I would take it to the vet. I had to shoot medicine into. They had a drain in it. Everything.
Yeah, it had surgery. You guys paid for surgery on the dog.
Well, then the dog was mad at me. So all the kids were outside and playing in the front yard, and the dog went to attack me, bit my shirt off, ripped me in the back when my neighbor came and got it. Well, the dog was mad at me because I was the one that was treating it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So we got it healthy, and your dad gave it away to somebody, to another home. He brought stray dogs home. He
George
brought stray
would pick
people
up
home.
anything off the street and bring it home.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He'd walk in the door with a bum to feed him if he could do it. And
Gave them all a better life. Yeah.
yeah,
You did that for a lot of people.
People and animals.
Yeah.
biggest heart in the world.
And that's what's good. I mean, that's why I see, like when I go hunting now, I'm older now. I mean, I'm not that old, but it's passed a good trait on to myself, I think, that I don't really care about myself to a certain T when I'm in hunting situations, I care more about others. And I like to see success for other people. I'd like to rather see a smile on their face than myself because I've been there and I've done that. But I still have my bucket list animals. But it necessarily, Dad taught that it's never, don't be a me person, care about everybody else. And, watching a smile on someone else's face is probably 10 times more than watching it on yourself.
It is like watching my son.
Yeah.
I watched him shoot a nice deer.
Yeah.
We were both on the top field. He's on one and I'm on the other, and I'm watching him my binocs. He's texting me, Dad, his antlers are past his ears. I know he's only an 8-point, but he's nice. He's big. Yeah. I says, that's your decision.
But you watched him do it.
And I got to watch him do it through my binoculars.
Yeah.
I've got to see him shoot a couple nice deer, and to be part of that means a lot because it's tradition.
It's tradition. We've evolved to a point that we've been very fortunate people to hunt and do what we've done.
I'd rather see my son.
Right. Now we want to give it to others,
right.
And that's why I think hunting is one of the greatest sports in the world, and I will say that is because
know.
You get to give to other people.
Officially.
The only thing that I regret or that I am sorry about is that your dad didn't give the opportunity to your sisters, your two sisters, Christy and Joanne, to fish every year like he took you every year since you were 3.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
It was always a father and son thing till they got a little bit older. Till Bobby decided to take Christina.
Yeah.
So then your dad decided to take the girls.
Yeah, which
and
is
they
fine.
absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
They
They didn't catch as many fish
get
as
that
I
a
did,
lot.
but
Well, they missed out on a lot of years doing that. Why are you laughing?
because I just said they didn't catch as many fish as I did. But no, that one time we went to McDowell was great. I mean, it is what it is. You can't look back, and you can't, you learn from everything, and we've
And
been
that
very
one trip we were all
fortunate.
on, then I panicked because it was me, you, Dad, your sisters.
Yeah, it was McDowell Lake.
Yeah, and we all had to get in a different plane, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, what if one of these planes go down? And I got in the plane, just me and the pilot. I got in that small plane that was just me and the pilot.
The Cessna.
They're safer than any other plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the time, Billy's in one, Christy and Joanne are in another, and I'm like, oh my God, what if something happens to George, or what if something happens to me, or what if something happens to them? I just freaked out that trip. I freaked out.
So you can't worry about that.
Well, I did then. I mean, it ends up being fine. We had a great time.
Yeah.
But prior to me getting in that little whatever plane that was, it was very scary.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of stories, and we could probably sit here for another 5 hours and talk till 19 what in the
we could
60s,
talk forever.
but
today or this year, I'm sorry, was something special to me. My 9-year-old grandson got his first tom turkey. Yeah. My son took him out, so now I got that next generation started.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
And fishing, and
so
I know he's heartbroken he can't come to Florida, but
that's okay.
he's too young yet. He's only 9.
So, which is very important what you said, and I'm probably going to end it on this. Make sure, if you hunt or fish, that you pass it on to the young ones and to others, and to give to others. So, hunting and fishing is a phenomenal sport, regardless if you like it or not. You're spending it with loved ones, and you get to pass it on to others and pass on the tradition, and we are lacking that. So, if anybody is watching this podcast and you do not hunt or fish, start doing it now. And if you do it, make sure you pass it on to others because it's going to give you
kids.
It's going to give you a great feeling. Thanks, Ma, for being a part of it. I know we had to convince you to do it. Mr. Johnny Areola over there got you to do it. We'll probably have some more stories coming, but thanks again for another wonderful podcast.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah.